A video I've come back to a lot of times during my learning about games is this video on roguelike progression by Mark Brown for Game Maker's Toolkit. Progression in roguelikes is a tricky design problem in that the nature of their design makes them completely, incredibly difficult to complete, and this is an issue. Higher skill floor means less playability for those who can't or won't take the time to get as good as they need to be to finish the game. The solution that I've decided on is much a standard in games, and that is the humble shop, a place the player goes to buy items which heal or empower. So let's get to it. Hey guys, welcome back to this devlog series for the roguelike project I'm working on. As I said previously, this week we implemented a shop system, including currency systems, item collection and interaction, animated pop-ups, and more. First though, I needed to tidy some things up. I changed the colours of the game to be a bit more interesting to look at during this prototyping phase, and I also improved the visuals of coin drops. Before, they were rather stale and hard to notice, so I scaled them up a little bit and gave them a nice floaty animation so that they're easier to see and collect, a crucial feature for this week's tasks. With those bits done, it was time to start implementing the shop mechanics themselves. We covered most of the progress on this in Tuesday's livestream, which you can find in the description to catch up on if you missed it. The first step was creating scriptable objects for each type of item purchasable. Medicine, which is a means to heal the player. Shoes, items which improve or alter movement statistics. And weapons, items for improving combat statistics. I want it to be the case that the player can only carry one of any given item at a time. So I added variables for holding these to my controller and created a set of methods for switching out items of each type. Now we need to move on to the shop itself. Shops will be one of 4 types: medicine, shoe, weapon, and additionally general, which is a shop that sells a random assortment of any given item for the world. But a shop is useless without item pickups, so first I created an interactable object called item pickup, which the player could interact with when in range. If you have enough currency, it will trigger the respective item switch method in the player and deduce the currency from you. If not, it will display a message saying you can't afford it. The shops themselves I also implemented as scriptable objects which could be placed into a script creating the interactable aspect of the shop's front end. A shop will always have 3 items and needs a way to display what kind of shop it is, so I created a signpost and a set of item pickups as an array for what the shop has to sell. At runtime, the shop assigns a random item from the selection of items it can sell to each of the pickups it has. It also places a symbol in its signpost for the kind of shop that it is. I might change the visuals for these symbols, but we'll see when we get to it. The last thing was a little bit of polishing so that things felt a bit more alive and cool to play in. So I made a particle system which activates when the player collects an item or pickup. And finally, the most important thing, the shopkeeper. I made this little mustachio man to act as a shopkeeper and tweak things to make pop-ups appear above his head when the player enters a shop, exits a shop, fails to buy something, or buys something successfully. I also created a little script to have his face follow the player around, which is a cool addition that brings a nice bit of life to the shop, I think. And that brings us to the end of this little devlog. I want to apologise for the delay to this one. I've been working slightly overtime at my actual job this week to make sure things are prepped for a release that we have, so I've been behind on my tasks for the game for this week. As you can see, I still have a few little bits to finish off here, but come Tuesday's livestream, we're going to be starting on procedural world generation. Let me know in the comments what kind of method we should take for world generation, and at 8 PM GMT on Tuesday, we'll be starting to put something into play live on YouTube and Twitch. As always, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for notifications on when we release these devlogs, or do live streams. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and a dislike if you didn't, and tell us what you think in the comments. I plan to be back to the Saturday post for videos next video, so until then, cheers.